Kung Fu Panda 4 and Megamind 2 are finally released, and these films were unexpected when they were announced. Megamind was a masterpiece. We all know this. It's one of the greatest movies ever made. But it didn't need any sort of return. That's like what I've always thought. It doesn't need a return. It's just one of those movies. It's good on its own. Especially with the second one having this group of cringe people that Megamind used to hang out with coming in, who aren't even that deep of characters at all. But my question is not, why did they make this movie? It's pretty fucking obvious. It's who greenlit the movie? Kung Fu Panda 4, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. Definitely better than the third one. I'm going off memory here though. But these films being released back to back in the same year really shows what I'm wanting to talk about today. Megamind 2 being made in Toontastic 3D. It's not good. It doesn't look good. It doesn't feel good or anything. And then Kung Fu Panda 4 being made by actual competent people who know how to make a decent film. It's pretty decent. The Dreamworks effect, this is what I'm calling it, because these people were definitely the first people to pull this shit off. Not that long ago, Puss In Boots, The Last Wish, The Last Piss, it was peak. It's a masterpiece of a film, and I think everybody watching this can agree, and if you don't, then you should kill. It sparked a new hope for film. Dreamworks has always done this. Dreamworks has always released animated movies that spark new hope and make people go, yeah, yeah. Not keeping that in.
You should keep that in. That was beautiful.
The film is good. It's about a fearless person, not afraid of death, but then coming face to face with it, and then understanding, oh, I don't want to die! And then also understanding at some point, I'm okay with that, but I will fight for this life. And then there's other characters within the movie who also have their own little points and stuff, and there's 3 different villains, one voiced by John Mulaney. It's a pretty fucking good movie. It's pretty good. Thank the heavens and Lord above that we have not had a ripoff of Puss in Boots yet.
There actually was a Puss in Boots show called The Adventures of Puss in Boots, and it was made in 2015 and went on for 6 seasons, and yes, it is as bad as you would think it would look. It's pretty bad.
I'm talking about a real treasure.
It's pretty shit. I don't know why I missed out on this when I was doing research. I don't know even how I did that.
We've had shorts and stuff, but they're actually good, and they put effort into it, and it's pretty good. It's widowy good. It's widowy so good. Because Dreamworks has always handled the Shrek universe with so much care, like a little baby. They made their nice little special shorts, and they were animated well, and they had little good plots and little stories. And they were good, and I liked them so much. But they were fun and not awful, but it's Dreamworks. Not only did they make the amazing Shrek universe, they also made How to Train Your Dragon. Everybody knows about this movie. This movie is amazing. It made $500 million in the box office. It won tons of awards, a lot of Annie Awards. So it was an amazing film. It was good. It was good. And then in 2012, they made a show called How to Train Your Dragon, Writers of Berk. What are you doing? What did you just do? What'd you do? What did you just do? We're just going to continue. Now, I want you to get used to this art style, because you'll be seeing it a lot. This variation of the art style that we'll see a lot of is not that bad for this little, spin-off show. It's still bad, though, and it doesn't seem right. But the story's pretty much Hiccup has to put all these dragons in daily life, and they just have to cope and seethe about dragons. But then it gets crazy, and shit happens. I forgot, I was 5 when I watched it. 3 out of 10 for being a decent kids show, and that's being generous. You see there? That's a bit of the Dreamworks effect. Good show, good peak, then bad shit. These things happen with Dreamworks a lot. This effect that I'm so intelligent, I'm like a scientist. Dreamworks makes amazing and well-written.
You suck at this! Oh my god!
Shut up! Dreamworks makes amazing and well-written movies, and they have made original shows in the past, like Troll Hunters, which I watched 3 episodes of back when it released, and I was like, what what does this mean? I mean, it's not my cup of tea. Maybe somebody likes troll hunters. Comment down below if you like troll hunters. That Troll Hunter show is not that bad. I mean, I've seen some clips of it. It's bad. It's bad. It's not like the quality we've seen with the movies. It doesn't have the same quality writing. That one is in like a weird limbo of it could have been good, but it's just the writing probably gets worse. So I'm gonna rate it, even though I haven't watched it, 3 out of 10 for original idea, and that's being generous. They also made a Trolls show. You know, DreamWorks made Trolls, which is kind of crazy to think about all the time because I watch Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, then I watched Troll movie, and I'm like, whoa, that is not the same people.
Of course! It's inside you! It's inside of all of us! And I don't think it. I feel it! I got this feeling.
They made a Trolls show. It's something that I would never watch.
You've forgotten my previous rebuttal.
I see. Yes. Point withdrawn.
0 out of 10. I don't care.
Speaking of trolls, let me
Stop. Anyway, another good example of the DreamWorks effect is The Bad Guys. You all know The Bad Guys? The Bad Guys was a good movie. It was f***ing peak. The movie is still peak. Go watch it if you've already watched it, and if you haven't watched it, go watch it. You now want to go watch it.
Sorry, I can't record for you anymore. I have to watch this movie.
Stop. This peak got turned into absolutely horrifyingly schlop. This Christmas special was terrible. They released a trailer about it, and everybody was like, oh, no.
'Twas the day before Christmas.
It was like the How to Train Your Dragon show and the Troll Hunters, but if they cared less of a shit about it. It had like voice redoer people. They do the voice. They do the voice of people who aren't coming back. They might have died or something. The voice actor might have died or something, or they just don't want to come back because f*** DreamWorks. Don't f*** DreamWorks because Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Try to do the voice that the voice actor would do, and they never seem right because for most of the DreamWorks characters' voices, you have to have that voice to do that voice. Like, you have to be that person to do that voice. It's their casual, day-to-day voice, normally, because it makes you relate with them more. And this Bad Guys thing is painfully mediocre shit, and it makes me so sad that it makes Steven Universe blotches of tears pulse out of my eye because of how horrible it is.
He's like this because of us.
I cry, I weep, and I sorrow. I watched like a minute of it before turning it off and crying myself to sleep. 0 out of 10. DreamWorks effect boiled this alive and then stabbed it 87 times and then tied its family up to the chair and then watched it writhe in pain and then die.
You can't say that.
Yeah, I can.
We got work to do.
Oh god.
Go fish.
The sequel for Megamind. Ooh, I'm about to cam. The sequel for Megamind is incredibly forgettable. The characters, the plot, story, everything is bad.
The water stopped coming through the tank.
The original Megamind tells a fantastic story about someone who was turned to villainy by a bully who is narcissistic and a freak. He's a spoiled Superman, racist Superman. And this movie shows how Megamind transforms from basic villain to amazing hero by solving the issue that he started, which was making a hero because he misses on his hero guy that he used to f***, and he misses him, so he makes another guy to f***. And then they don't f***, and he's like, what? Why don't you f***? And he's like, cause I want girl no want me, you don't get dick from me cause girl no want me. And he's like, erg, and then they fight, and then he dies, and then he's like, yeah. But whatever that was, characters in that movie, not only is it Megamind being developed as the story goes, it's all the characters around him, which makes the movie very amazing, and all the characters diverse and unique in their own ways, which makes the movie amazing, and the movie's amazing, and the movie's f***ing amazing. It's one of the greatest pieces of cinema we will ever see, probably.
Apex predators are a whole lot cuter when you can put them in your pocket. They're getting away, sir!
I can hear the ChatGPT in his voice.
Megamind 2 throws this all out of the window. Everything we've ever known about Megamind. Nothing about, like, he's completely... It's as if we took the Megamind from the beginning of the last movie and just slapped him into the beginning of this one throughout the... Just stretched him out through the end. He doesn't change. He doesn't develop. It's just the same, like, ChatGPT robot, the husk of the character pulled out along with the rest of them, which makes the rest of the characters that we've already known and loved and saw developed in the last movie, we just don't give a shit about them anymore, which is crazy. Megamind 1 built a world around these characters and like the metrocity. It's all its little world, and it makes you feel like it's in this little world, and it doesn't have set design where they're fighting in the middle of the street and every citizen is missing and there's no car in the street or anything. And also something I'm really pissed about is there's a random child that comes out of nowhere at the beginning of the movie and it's like, hi, and then doesn't show up for like 45 minutes, but at the end of the movie she's like, I'm relevant again because someone had to remind ChatGPT as ChatGPT was writing this out. He's like, wait, where's the little girl? And he's like, oh, here it is. And he's like, okay.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
And then they brought back the little girl.
Sir, those bystanders are about to get squished!
It does not look good for them.
We have about 20 seconds to either move them forcibly or for them to kill themselves. I think I'm gonna let them die.
All of the villains suck and mean absolutely nothing. It's insane how these it makes me angry because these characters could have been something, and I saw them, and all their little designs could have meant something, and they could have been better animated and stuff. It's just, that's a thing about this movie. Normally, it's TV shows and specials turned into these dried up husks of what they used to be, but now it's a full movie, and that's horrifying for the future of Dreamworks. I hope it doesn't do this. If this continues and they make like something else like this, like Shrek, the new Shrek is like this, I'm gonna go to Dreamworks headquarters and I'm gonna like sit down with them and have a normal talk. It feels like this effect is evolving because it's Dreamworks, and I hope it stops, please. Fuck this movie. I didn't watch the show. Don't ask about the show. That show's not real. This movie isn't real. 0 out of 10. What movie am I rating? I don't know. What are we talking about? I don't know.
This is awful. Another Dreamworks movie that might be shit. Are you ready?
Immediately in the same year, we got Kung Fu Panda 4, kind of better than the third one, but also not. It feels like the Dreamworks effect is affecting these movies now, like the Kung Fu Panda movies, not outright making it the full ass thing, it's just like taking some things out of it. Like the Furious 5, I've always had an issue with them not being used enough in the first and second movie, even though those are peak. They still do that, which is a big issue. Why don't they talk more? Why don't they do epic things? Like the first movie, it's fine. And then in the second movie, Tiger's mommy takes a stage. And then
You mumbled.
I know I mumbled because I'm wanting to f*** the tiger. The third movie takes this little tigress thing and makes it its own, like, this own character that they replace in future things. Like, this tigress character. In the third movie, Tigress is with, like, to the side of Poe throughout the entire thing. She gets a lot more of the spotlight than the rest of the Furious 5, which makes me pissed off because they could have been built on. They just get killed and murdered. I forgot there was a Furious 5. I'm joking. I do because I'm pissed off that they didn't.
And they're literally introductory characters in the first movie,
Yeah.
by the way. It's like we see him playing with those little action figures and inserting himself into their story. Like, they should have been important.
This fourth movie takes away my Tiger Mommy 0 out of 10 and replaces it with a horror, which happens in a TV show. There's a TV show on Netflix for Kung Fu Panda, and it replaces the tigress, puts new character in, and it's strong woman. And that's a theme because in the fourth movie, it's also a strong little woman, and she manipulates Poe.
God forbid women do.
God forbid women do anything.
You are treading on some mighty thin ice here.
Jin is a decent character, but she took away my tigress mommy, so she should burn in hell. Jin is the Dreamworks effect incarnate in this movie. It's like something's wrong with her. She's like infecting the movie. The villain is also the Dreamworks effect kind of in her personality and everything, because she just does not really mean anything. She's dry. She's like a husk of a character pretty much until we learn a little bit about her, because exposition. This movie has a lot of exposition heavens. People sit down in a meeting and they're like explaining the entire like plot of why the chameleon's here, and it doesn't like hit me at all. It like still makes me feel like she's like loosely brought into the story even though she's the main villain. Chameleon is the evil shape-shifting sorceress. Oh wait, I'm sorry. The greatest evil empress shape-shifting sorceress, which is who else does that? Who the fuck out? Why are they saying it like that? Is there a lot of other shapeshifters? Can we get any other backstory of this character? Nope. Moving on.
Stand next to him. Now say his catchphrase. Ka-chow.
Ka-chow.
Lord Shin in his movie had so much build-up and backstory, and it did not clash with Poe's at all. They both had their story developing in the same movie, and they weren't overdoing each other. They weren't like you're not like focused on other people's story more. You're focused on both of them because their stories interlock. So the more you learn about his story, the more you're learning about his story, and it fucking connects, and it's beautiful, and that movie's beautiful, and I will always love that movie. It's one of the best movies ever made. But the Chameleon, narcissistic freakazoid, and also in this movie, Poe is like, he has to pick a predecessor to replace him,
but he goes to choose Jin, which is not a good choice. She does not deserve that role. And also, the Chameleon, another thing I forgot to mention is she says she can't do Kung Fu because she's so small. Mantis.
Keep recording. I need to give my opinion on the movie. I need. What? You're gonna hear me say this. I need Tai Lung to fuck the shit out of me, please.
Yes. What is this? What are they doing to our amazing peak? It's not every once in a while they make peak, or every once in a while they make mid. It's literally they make shit from peak constantly. It's a constant. It's the Dreamworks effect. Will they ever stop? No, they won't. Probably. They need money. Dreamworks does need money, and probably it's better to keep it that way so they make more peak. But don't make Megamind 2 an actual movie. They used to make good short sequels. They used to make good shorts, like little holiday shorts and stuff, but then they made the Bad Guys Christmas special, and it's just bad. It's just awful. It just looks bad, and I hope that doesn't happen for future movies and future shorts. They don't just slam them into Paramount Plus and make them bad. That'll be awful. This Dreamworks effect, I wanted to take a deeper, longer dive into it, but I feel like I did it justice. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Again, thank you. Let's get to 1,000 subscribers this year, because we made it to 500. Why don't we take the rest of this year to get to 1,000 subscribers? Thank you for listening to me blabber. I know I'm thanking you a lot, but I do have a lot to thank you guys for. You guys subscribed and stuff from my recent video, my recent Bond video. Hopefully you enjoy this one. That's the last word on the script. I can't say anything else.